Well, hello, everybody. This is Glenn the Geek, founder of the Horse Radio Network and host of Horses in the Morning Daily podcast for the last 14 years. Welcome to the WESA Retail Roundup. The Retail Roundup is your go-to virtual hub for all things retail. You can join panel discussions, learn from webinars, share your thoughts, ask questions, and connect with your community. We host a virtual event or share educational content every Monday via the Retail Roundup Facebook group. So you can, if you're not a member of that group, please do go over to Facebook and look for Retail Roundup and join that group. It's a whole bunch of retailers hanging out in there, learning from the WESA people and the manufacturers and all of that. And Sophia does a great job with the educational content over there. And in today's session, Annie, who's with me, other direction, will share her insights into exceptional sales to help you elevate performance and drive success in your retail store. Annie Meehan is a dynamic speaker and expert in taking you from good to great. Annie is passionate about inspiring change and helping individuals take actionable steps toward achieving their goals. Her practical approach provides valuable tools to overcome challenges, enhance customer and employee experiences, and drive both personal and professional success, which we're all looking to in our retail operations nowadays. In today's session, Annie will be sharing her expertise on exceptional sales to help you boost your retail store's performance and elevate your results. Hi, Annie. You told me that you've just been traveling all over doing talks.
I have. I just got back home yesterday morning. So yes, I have. I love to inspire people, connect, meet new people, and encourage them on their journey.
Do you speak to all kinds of groups or just retailers?
I speak to all kinds of groups. So lots of people, but always about hope and inspiration and ideas, implementing ideas to be more successful.
Yeah, because it's getting tougher. I mean, there's no question about that in today's market, especially in the retail world.
Yes.
And, you know, we all need all the help we can get. So I'm going to let you take it over. I'll come in at the end and ask some questions as I see them pop in. And I'm sure we'll have some for you too, but it's all yours.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Glenn. So good afternoon. And for those of you listening live, please tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you hope to learn today. As you lean in and listen, I hope to give you lots of little tips to just help encourage you on your journey to connect better with your customers and get loyal customers that come back again and again to your retail establishments. So I want to tell you a little bit about me. I believe sales is part of all of us, and we're always in sales. But my first sales success was when I was 7 years old. I was a Girl Scout, and I sold 675 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Now, maybe I didn't know everything that I know today about sales and connecting with the customer, but what I did know was that I loved winning. What I did know is that it was very rewarding to sell something to someone and leave them smiling. So, not just selling for me to feel good, but to make sure they felt good as well. I live in Florida today, and my background was in the financial world for 9 years. And then I bought my first gym in a small town and my second gym in a big city. They were Snap Fitness franchise gyms, and I became number 4 in the nation in my first gym within 4 months. So how did I do it? Well, one thing I like to say is, you know, the golden rule, people say, treat people how you want to be treated. I say, forget that. Treat people how they want to be treated. In fact, I believe that today, even being a parent, sometimes you need a menu to communicate with your adult children. So my oldest, well, he only likes phone calls, doesn't care at all about text messaging or FaceTiming. But my middle, well, she only wants to text, even on big decisions. She doesn't care to pick up the phone. And then my youngest, he went to college and he said, I want you to FaceTime me because that's what the other parents do. And the reason I tell you that story is to think about not just how you want to be treated and what you like, but learning to communicate, learning to connect with your customers in a way that they want to connect. I am a big believer in follow-up, in stay connected. I'm also a big believer in make sure that your brand represents you. So a lot of people do newsletters to stay connected with their clients and customers. I like to say, give it a name that represents your brand. Glenn and I were talking about poop before the show starts. Now that may or may not be your brand, but there's something for all of us to talk about. And when we're caring for animals, knowing their health matters, in particular the horses that we talked about. I wanted to talk to you about leaning in and listening. Today, I feel like we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to give you a lot of tips, and then I'm hoping at the end you will pick at least one to implement. I was thinking about people and how when we get really excited, we tend to talk louder and tell people, this is what we need you to do, and this is what, and I'm so excited to see you. But did you know that when you talk louder, actually people lean back? But if you talk in a clear, calm voice, people lean in. I like to teach people to be intentional with your words. Be intentional in looking at your customers and communicating with them. One simple tip for people before you go to work, I don't know if you wear a uniform or not, but even if you do, if you're the owner, I hope you think about this. Color matters. Did you know that every color tells a story? Before you even speak, how you get dressed sends a message. When you're speaking with someone, there's two colors that draw people in more than any other. Blue, it's the color of trust, or green. Green is the color of health, wealth, and growth. But both of those are connected colors. They make it easier to listen to you. So when you're getting dressed to go into a retail store, or your team members are, blue and green are your ideal colors. Pink is a friendly color. It helps people feel like you're easy to have a conversation with or connect with. Yellow is the color of hope. It kind of means if you're having a hard time, there's something good coming. So put some yellow on, or orange, the color of happiness. Now, a lot of people like to wear black for a variety of reasons, but it actually makes you look like you're taking up less space, and it tends to wash the color out of your face. So think about that. Red is a power color. It's kind of talking at you, but it can be a disconnect between you and your customer. It's important to think about the colors you wear and to put on a color that makes it easy to approach you and be conversational. I wrote down some tips today that I wanted to think about. And one thing is that having conversations, nurturing relationships. I've been a professional speaker. Well, I've been speaking for about 20 years, and I've been doing speaking, consulting, and writing full-time for 15 years. And one thing is that retail is a little bit different in that it can be transactional, but I like to think about everything is about building relationships. It's not about one sale and then we're done. It's about building relationships, building conversations and connections so that people become a long-term client. So for my newsletter, I kind of mentioned, do you write one, do you stay connected? I call mine a choose letter because I believe life is about choices every day. And most people make most decisions out of fear or love. And I always think when you're selling and using fear to sell, if you don't have this, all these bad things will happen. You may get a sale once, but you will not build a long-term relationship. But if you sell if you buy this, it will help you with this, this, and this. You're creating hope. You're creating positivity, not out of fear. Fear can sell, but it will lose a client more often because later they'll feel like that didn't feel so great to me. But if you're like, show the benefits of what that product can do, it changes from what will happen if you don't get the product. Does that make sense? I would love to see your questions. All right, what else do I want to tell you? I wrote myself some notes here because I like to engage with the audience, but being that I am without you, one thing I wanted to talk about is I am a certified DISC practitioner. A DISC assessment helps you understand your style and the style of your clients, of the customers that come in. So even if it's a brief encounter, you can quite quickly, especially as you learn and understand DISC, connect where people want to be. So DISC stands for D is dominant, I is influence, S is steadiness, and C is conscientious. So I wanted to teach you this because it really helped our gym be ultra successful. And the reason it worked is because I think of myself, I am an I. So an I is an influencer. If you think of Winnie the Pooh characters, I's like Tigger. Like we're going to be fun, fun, fun all the time. And in the beginning of being a business owner, I thought, I want everyone to be an I, to be fun, fun, fun. But the truth is fun, fun, fun all the time by itself doesn't get results. So in our gym, we had 4 styles. D was our personal trainer. And though he was kind, he was direct. And he wanted you to do those push-ups. And if you said, I'm tired, he'd say, who cares? And if you said, I stayed up too late, he'd say, it doesn't matter. And if you said, I'm sick, he'd say, just get it done. But what he did is he delivered results. His dominant and direct personality, though kind, got people results. And results gives you retention. I was the I. We'll have lunch afterwards. We'll have fun. We'll gather. We'll start a book club. I was the influencer to make sure the workout was fun or there was something to look forward to afterwards or create community. Our manager was the steady. She was able to talk to all of our members and meet them where they were at. What were they looking for? What did they need? Dig into their stories and make sure they had the right plan and the right products, from supplements to personal training to massage to equipment, to get the results they wanted and that our personal trainer could implement. And my husband is the C, the conscientious. So when people said we need a new rowing machine or a new treadmill, he could research it, figure out the right price so that we weren't passing on a high cost to our customers. Instead, we were being conscientious about what we were spending, how we were planning, the results they were getting. Do you know your style? Have you taken a DISC assessment? A DISC assessment is something you can do individually or do as a team in a company. And it really helps you understand what helps people feel better about their workplace and what stresses them out. How do we collaborate together and communicate in a way that we all win and serve our customers the best? So I think it's really important that you know your team and then they feel honored. No style is greater than the other, but they all help you communicate with each other and with your customers even better. Because some customers are fast and ready to go and they want just answers and let's get going. And some are more thoughtful and slow and they need that time to process. Writing my choose letter, I send it out twice a month, every month, without exception, for 12 years. And I have had people come to me 4 years later, 7 years later, and say, I get your choose letter, but I wasn't ready to hire a speaker. But the second I was, I remembered you. So being consistent in your customer's life, so when they need your product and when they need your service, they think of you top of mind. All right, be open. One of the things I think helps me be great at sales is I know that I never know it all. As much as I love to teach other people about how to be better at sales, have longer term relationships with their customers, I'm always open to being mentored as well as being a mentor. Every person I meet, whether they are 3 or 100, I wonder, what can I learn from them? And I ask myself, what do I have to teach them? Who are you mentoring in your life? And who are you allowing to mentor you? The next thing I think is really important that helps me be great at sales, whether I'm selling books or online courses, whether I'm selling a presentation or a 3-day training, is taking care of myself. Be healthy. I wrote my second book was called Be the Exception. And inside of it, I wanted to teach people about health. After owning 2 gyms for 12 years and working with thousands of customers, what I recognized is that health is so much more than physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's financial, it's relational, it's career health, and it's physical. So it's all 7 of those. And it's being honest with yourself as you assess, how am I doing on my finances? How am I doing on my relationships? Where is my life out of balance? What area do I want to work on out of those 7? Where am I at now? Where do I want to improve? And what are some of the steps I can take to improve it? One of the things that helps me be happy and healthy and hopeful every day is I start my day by self-care. I wake up early, I walk my dog, I have quiet time in prayer, I do some sort of movement, I drink some water, I often look for some humor somewhere. I feel like music, movement, and laughter are my medicine that help me take care of myself and show up at work excited and ready to go. So often I'm working from home out of my office. Sometimes I'm going out and speaking somewhere. I have been traveling the last few weeks. I'm home for a few days before I head off to San Francisco, and then 11 speaking engagements in October, a full month of speaking. But I really recommend even 10 minutes, even waking up 10 minutes early to take care of yourself will help you have a better attitude and be more engaging, more positive. Even if you deal with difficult situations in your workplace, take care of yourself first thing in the morning, even if it means getting up a little earlier so that you're grounded and you're in a good space to go out and serve customers. That can sometimes be challenging. Take care of yourself first. The next thing is be flexible. I have the privilege of teaching people how to become professional speakers, and there's 3 things I teach them. 1, it's not about you. No matter how great your story is, it's always about our audience. It's always about our customer. Number 2, be flexible, be adaptable. Things change in life. We might have a set schedule, and for those of us type A's, we have every minute of the day planned out, but life happens. Maybe there's a disruption. Maybe a product doesn't work exactly as you want. Maybe you are short on inventory for something the customer needs. Be flexible and adaptable to serve the people and to accommodate and adjust your plan to serve other people. Especially when we are the business owner, it is our job, it is our calling to serve them first. That's why I say start my day with taking care of myself. So the rest of the day I can be able to be adaptable, flexible, and encourage my customers and take care of them to the best of my ability every day. Be gentle. One of the things I like to teach about life comes from that Be the Exception book, is be gentle. I think that detours happen. We don't often talk about what happens if there's a disruption or a detour. We just go into, this is how it's going to be, and I have it all planned out. But when we adjust and we recognize we're a little messy, life's a little messy, then we can deal with those detours. We might have a plan, but when there's a detour, can you adapt to it without frustration or disruption or irritation? Keep that positive perspective. Serve your clients how they want to be served and meet them. Be courageous. So often I get asked, what are your SMART goals, Annie? And I get up every morning with 2 goals. 1, to be the best version of myself, and 2, to help another person on their journey, professionally or personally. And I love courageous goals that are about something bigger than yourself. Since 1999, have been trying to do something audacious every year. I say set a SMART goal instead of a SMART and make it unattainable and figure out how to attain it. So from doing the AIDS ride on my bicycle from Minneapolis to Chicago, doing the MS 150 bike ride, doing the 3-day breast cancer walk, doing a suicide walk. I always am doing the Relay for Life, always trying to think of an audacious goal that I might not be equipped for. I don't love riding bikes or even exercising, but I know movement is medicine for me. But when you set a courageous goal that's beyond yourself, when we owned the gyms, people would come in to lose weight. But I would always say, who cares about a number on a scale? Oh, I want to swim with my grandkids. Oh, I can help you with that. I want to like myself again. Oh, I can help you with that. Changing habits and self-talk often turned into a side effect of weight loss. But when you're serving your customer, it's not just that you want to get them the right product, is that you want to get them the right product at the right time, that they go tell their friends and family and neighbors and other team members about the customer experience, that they felt seen and valued, that you were kind, that you were encouraging, that you were patient, even if they got frustrated. That is so important. And be authentic. I think one of the things people really like in this world is when they meet people that are real, not always perfect, not always put together, but real people serving other people. 3 words that I like to encourage retailers in particular about is consistent, persistent, and resistant. And this is what I mean. For me, I consistently reach out, consistently do outreach through my Choose letter, through encounters on social media, from Facebook to LinkedIn to Instagram, always encouraging people consistently on what I have to offer, from a speech to my P3 pineapple packages. Now I'm in the retail world selling these P3 pineapple packages full of hope and love and appreciation. Consistently marketing, not overwhelmingly, but consistently. Persistent. If you get rejected, keep reaching out, keep asking, keep knocking, keep looking for that next customer. Sometimes it's not that you don't have the right product, it's just not the right time. So keep persistently serving until someone says, no, thank you, unsubscribe, no more. Be persistent. People are distracted, people are exhausted, and they're inundated with products and services. Make sure you stand out by being consistent and persistent and resistant. What I mean by that is when someone rejects you, for me, it's my speaking, my books, you have to learn to not take it personally. It's not about you. Just get up and go back out there and be resistant from feeling that rejection and taking it personally. And kind of one of the things that I like to remind everyone is be a pineapple person. So as you can see, I wear pineapple earrings. I did a TED Talk called Life Lessons from Pineapples. And this is what I want to teach you, how to be a pineapple person. It's 3 simple things, but really it's made a world of difference in a lot of people's lives when they started implementing how to be a pineapple person. It comes from a poem. It goes like this. Be a pineapple. Stand up straight, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Be a pineapple. What does that mean? I like the poem, it's cute, but I believe that we all have a story behind our story. And so I asked myself, what would it mean to teach other people to be a pineapple person? Well, in a world where most of us are doing this, we're looking down at our phone. It means stand up straight, see people. I have the privilege of consulting with individuals from entry level to executives. And one of the number one challenges they face today is feeling disconnected and unseen. We live in a world of looking down. So if you just stand up straight and look at your customers, make them actually feel seen, be attentive to them, put everything else aside when a customer is in your space. Don't be distracted by your phone, by your computer, by a phone call. Take your headphones out of your ears or your earbuds out so they have your undivided full attention and look at them. Wear a crown. The wear a crown part seems kind of silly to some people, but this is what it means. Value yourself. Every morning when I get up, I might not feel like having quiet time or going for a walk, but I do it because I'm worth it. I drink a glass of water. I remember I have my crown on and I go for a walk. And I invite you to do the same. Encourage you, in fact. Do you get up every morning and take care of yourself? Not because you feel like it, but because you have a crown on and you're worth it. And how about the be sweet on the inside? Did you know that today we can sit in our office or our home and I can type on my social media, I don't like you, or I unfriend you, or I disagree with you, and I never have to look at your face and how you feel. But if I'm sweet on the inside, then I use my words to be kind, face to face, through the keyboard, through the text. I spread kindness, encouragement, and love to the world that is sometimes lost and hurting. People tell me, yeah, but Annie, pineapple's a little pokey on the outside. And the truth is, we all have bad days, and sometimes we're pokey on the outside. But if we remember to be a pineapple person and stay sweet on the inside, then we will spread love and encouragement into a world, and you will make your customer feel seen and valued and cared for. And they will not only return to you again and again and again, they will tell other people. And that is the greatest part. I say that every single thing that we imagine in our life, every dream we has 4 stages. We first dream about it, we envision it. And that is full of beauty and excitement. Imagine getting engaged. You're dreaming about it. Look, I got a ring. I'm so excited. You get pregnant. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have a baby. You start a new business. People are going to love it. My business, my store is going to be the best. People are going to look forward to coming. You get so excited. Or maybe you get that promotion at work and you think everyone's going to be so happy that I got the promotion. But there's a second stage to every dream that people don't often talk about. And we could call this distress or doubt or disappointment. Maybe it's the engagement and then you find out how much the wedding's actually going to cost, or the mother-in-law that gives you a list of 100 of her cousins she wants you to invite. Maybe it's the pregnancy and you feel nauseous or uncomfortable inside your own body. Maybe it's that store you started that you thought there'd be a line out the door and you're begging people to come in. Maybe it's the promotion and then you find out that someone else you cared about was also applying for the job. You see, I think inside of every dream, there's 4 Ds. So first you dream it, and then you might doubt it. But the third D is development. It's when there's progress. So when it comes to your engagement, maybe it has to do with realizing that it's not just about the wedding day, it's about the marriage that comes afterwards. Or maybe when it comes to having a baby, it's hearing the heartbeat for the first time or feeling the baby kick, and you realize we're going to get there. This has been hard, but we're going to get there. Or how about when you open your business and instead of people slowly trickling in, they start to come in one by one, sale by sale. And though in the beginning you invested more than you imagined, today you're starting to not only recoup some of that, but to see some fruit of that exhausting labor that nobody knows about you put in. Or how about that promotion you got and now your friend says, hey, next time when I apply, will you refer me? Will you put in a good word since you're already there? But it's the 4th stage of every dream and every destination, every dream that matters the most, and that is the destination. It's when we actually get there. So in marriage, it's recognizing that it's this selfless partnership of wanting to serve your partner and make them feel good and serve them the best you can. In having a child, it's holding the baby that's a million times better than the dream. And owning your business, it's about the referrals. It's not just about the customers coming in the door. It's about them telling their friends and family and neighbors, you got to shop there. They treat you differently. They have products. They stand by their word. They always deliver. They're high quality. They're kind. They make me feel seen and valued. They're such encouragers. And when your friend gets that opportunity to apply and you put in a good word saying they're going to be the right candidate and they get hired, your recommendation. You see, inside of every dream, there might be 4Ds, from dreaming it and that imagination to the doubt and the disruption to the development, but to the destination. And as a retailer, the greatest thing is when people refer us because of how we make them feel and how we serve them. So I want to know, what will you implement? I've shared lots of ideas, from colors to pineapples, from courageous to being healthy, quiet time in the morning. Out of our time together, what is one thing that you will implement? If you're listening live, I'd love to see it in the comments. But if you're listening later, I'd still love for you to comment and share with me, what will you implement to make sure your retail store stands out above and beyond those around you? I'm Annie, and Glenn, I'd love to answer any questions you have or anyone else.
Well, Annie, that was terrific. I have a couple here,
Awesome.
and I wanted to make a comment though on one of the things you just said. And we always say in podcasting, you have a show, you know this. So we always say people come for the content, but they stay for the hosts. And you become, especially in our case where we do a daily show for 14 years, you become their best friend, even though I don't know them. Right.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's true, though. It's even more true when you're dealing in a small retail environment. Right.
Yeah.
And I saw this saying the other day, a customer will become a friend faster than a friend will become a customer.
It's so true.
It is so true. Right. And it's true. I could change that to a listener will become a friend faster than a friend will become a listener.
Yes.
None of my friends or family listen to our show. None. No, they never do. They never will. It's just a thing, right? But we have so many friends now around this country. We've stayed at their farms and we visited them and we've met their horses, and because we have more listeners that are friends than we do any other thing else right now. And that's true, I know, of retailers with their customers.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what you want. And that's what brings the referrals.
Yes.
Right?
Very much so.
But you have to do all those things you said to get to that point.
That's right.
To get to the point where they become your friends, because and why are you friends with somebody? Because you trust them and you like them.
Yeah.
Right. And
100%.
that's why you're friends with somebody. So one question is, are consumers membershiped out, or is there room for a retailer to start a membership program?
I think there's always.
What have you been hearing?
Yeah, I do think there's always room for a membership, but I do think people are membership. I think both. But just like you just said, Glenn, when we have friends, they want more. They want to be around us more. Like, how can I visit with you every month? People say to me, I need a little bit of Annie every day. I watch YouTube every day because I need a little bit of Annie. So I don't think they're membershiped out. I think if they love you and they love your products, they want to hear from you consistently, and they want to create community, because I do believe loneliness, working from home, living alone, is one of the biggest things so having a membership community where people can come, they get to know you even better and deeper. They can buy products, they can have loyalty, they can get first dibs on the new products that are coming out. I think there's still room for membership. Absolutely. I think some people are burnt out on just so much information and opportunity to connect, but there's other people longing, like you said, for that. You're on every single day. People are looking for connection and community, and you're creating that. So I believe that there is still plenty of space for membership for those people looking for that. Some people might be burnt out, but there's plenty still looking.
I read an article actually put out by a major retail, not in the horse world, but retail magazine. And I read this today, actually. One of the things they were talking about is paid memberships. Yeah. And, if people were membershiped out, Costco wouldn't have a line to get into the store every day.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
But they also provide value and they provide additional things. And I agree with you. I think in a small retail environment, it has to be more than your member gets a sale of 10% off every once in a while. You have to give them more. And sometimes that more is private parties they have at the store. Sometimes the more is they get to come in and meet, certain riders, do professional riders are there and they do a meet and greet. Sometimes the more is the newsletter that they don't get unless they're a member. Or it's they can get new products before everybody else. It has to be that additional that additional, what we would call content in the media world, right? They have to get additional. They want more of you.
Yeah. And benefit too, I do think, I'll send books to my members. I'll send a little extra gift. They get something early for sure,
Right.
but they might also get it for free just by being a loyal. It's about that give and take relationship, right? Like you're saying, we're going to keep giving you this. Well, the membership feels a little bit closer to you too. They feel like they're in the VIP club of your knowledge, of your wisdom, of your inner circle, so.
For example, on our Horses in the Morning show, we have about 500 Patreon people. There's our paid memberships.
Okay.
And we do their birthdays every day on Horses in the Morning. So, and if I miss a birthday, oh my God, I hear about it. Because they look forward to their birthday. But it's those little, I try and convince people, even in the retail environment or whatever it is, it's those little tiny things that keeps them buying from you and not Amazon.
Yeah.
Right?
Because of the competition. Yeah.
One of the other questions was, right now, retail managers, one of their biggest issues is help. And, in the gyms too, right? That's the same thing, especially since COVID. So have you found things that you've had to change in dealing with employees post-COVID? And what do you have to do different now with employees since post-COVID?
I think there was a time, people thought, I give you a paycheck, you should be good. And I think those days are over. I think we really have to, I kind of feel like the best way to retain people is get to know them truly as human beings first, and then get to know them as employees, and then appreciate them. 100% appreciate them. What it costs you on the front end to give a Dove love a day, just a little Dove chocolates that cost nothing really, a little that, but all different ways to appreciate your employees to retain them. Also doing bonuses for employees that refer one of their friends or family to get hired. And if they stay for 90 days, that they get a bonus. I think that if people feel cared for and supported and appreciated, they're much more likely to stay. I also think I've worked since I was 7. It's fascinating to me. People don't want to work or don't stay at jobs, leave before they have another job. I can't imagine doing that myself. It's not who I am, but it's a different mindset. So making it and asking people right away in the interview process, what would make you want to stay here? What would make you feel valued here? Learning kind of that DISC personality that I talked about a little bit, learning their style. Are they fast or slow? Do they want a lot of information or not too much? And I don't think you should have to bow down to your employees, but I think you do have to be accommodating enough and appreciative enough that you not only hire right, but then you retain.
Well, this has been absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you and find your information?
Yeah. Annie Meehan. I am on LinkedIn is probably the best place to find you, but Facebook, Instagram, just all my name to make it easy. All my books are on Amazon. So.
And that's Meehan.
Correct. Yes. Thank you, Glenn.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. And thank you for joining us, too, for WESA's Retail Roundup. If you missed part of this, it'll also be available on the podcast. That's Wisdom by WESA on your podcast player. I'll have that out tomorrow morning. And on the WESA Trade Show YouTube channel, there is one of those, too. You can check out this video there. And on the WESA website at wesatradeshow.com. The next Retail Roundup will be on Monday, September 16th at 2 p.m., and we'll have Ashley Alderson with us. Be sure to sign up to join us live by going to Retail Roundup Facebook group at wesatradeshow.com. And you can find me. I'm at Horses in the Morning 5 days a week. We just did episode 3515 today. So we're there every day hanging out with you. And Annie mentioned earlier poop. It is Poop Week on Horses in the Morning, where we discuss all things horse poop the entire week. Think Shark Week, only for poop. And we're having a blast with it, and we're having a little bit of fun with it. So you can find us at Horses in the Morning on any podcast player. Thanks, Annie.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.